A man turns to the woman beside him and asks if she will marry him. She says, yes. But here's the twist. She's already his wife. What could make someone forget their own wedding, fall in love again, and propose a second time? It's the real love story of Peter and Lisa Marshall, a couple whose life together was rewritten by Alzheimer's disease. Let us unravel their extraordinary and unexpected journey together. Peter was just 56 when doctors delivered the diagnosis: early onset Alzheimer's. The signs had started quietly: keys misplaced, wallets forgotten, words slipping away. Then the gaps widened. Familiar places no longer looked the same. Conversations lost their meaning halfway through. And then, the memory of marrying Lisa disappeared completely. Lisa had been by his side for over a decade. Their story began as neighbors in Pennsylvania, raising children in separate marriages. Over time, friendship turned to something more. And after both went through divorces, they reunited. For 8 years, they maintained a long-distance relationship until Lisa moved to Connecticut in 2009, and they finally married. Those years were full of passion and tenderness. Lisa says Peter was the kind of man who flirted daily, held her close in public, and never stopped making her feel cherished. But Alzheimer's began to steal pieces of that love story. One trip to their Rhode Island getaway marked a turning point. On the way home, Peter gave Lisa directions to his house, speaking as if she were a stranger. When they arrived, he ran to open her door and showed her around his home with nervous excitement. Lisa waited for him to recognize it as their home. He never did. Still, she adapted. The woman he no longer remembered as his wife became the woman he simply adored in the present moment. They kept building new memories, even if they didn't last in his mind. Then came December 12th, 2020. The two sat on the couch, watching their favorite comedy, New Girl. A wedding scene played, and Lisa teared up. Peter noticed her crying, smiled, and said, "Let's get married." He wasn't joking. The man who had forgotten their first wedding was asking her to marry him again. Lisa sent the moment to her children, and their response was instant. "Renew your vows." At first, she hesitated. With Alzheimer's, there's no guarantee he would remember the event even hours later. But Lisa realized it didn't matter. The proposal was real. His feelings were real. Her daughter, an event planner, set everything in motion. Friends and vendors offered services for free. A dementia specialist agreed to officiate. The plan was to create a day that would live in their hearts, even if it vanished from Peter's memory. On April 26th, Lisa stepped into her dress with the same butterflies she had felt over a decade earlier. She walked toward Peter, unsure if the day would be clear or clouded in his mind. But he was completely present, his eyes locked on hers. During the vows, he simply said, "Lisa, I love you." For Lisa, that was all she needed. They spent the day laughing, holding hands, and sealing their second wedding with a kiss. It was joyful, heartfelt, and completely theirs. Afterward, reality returned. Alzheimer's continued its course, bringing new challenges, hallucinations, paranoia, and deeper memory loss. But Peter still knows Lisa as the person who makes him feel safe. She doesn't need him to remember pet names or anniversaries. She just needs him to feel her love in the moment. Lisa now shares their journey through a caregiver blog, offering hope and guidance to others walking the same path. She admits it's exhausting and painful, but she wouldn't trade it. Peter is still her husband in the ways that matter most: kind, loving, and hers. When she looks back, she doesn't see a love story cut short. She sees one that began twice. He may not recall their first dance, but he remembers the joy of holding her hand. He may not recall their vows, but he still chooses her every day in the ways he can. And that's the heart of this story. Love isn't only about memories. It's about showing up, caring, and staying connected even when the past fades away. Sometimes, life gives us a rare chance to start over, even with the same person. If this story touched you, let it be a reminder to love in the present tense. Cherish the ones you hold dear, because those moments are what truly last. Like, share, and subscribe for more extraordinary true stories of love, resilience, and second chances.